We are recording. Okay, cool. So tonight it is May 11th and our weekly team call. Tonight we are going to, there's Whitney. Hey Whitney, we're just starting. Tonight we're going to talk about creating our avatar. And like we were kind of talking about in the pre-call here is that it helps to hone in on your person. So we want to spend some time getting to figure out who our person is that we're going to talk to. Whitney, if you have pen and paper, grab that for me. Notes are going to be a good thing here, or digital, whatever your jam is. So this is the thing with the avatars. As you're creating your person, it's probably going to change every 3 to 6 months, because what's going to happen is as you develop in your fitness journey, your coaching journey, as you start to learn new things about yourself, all these different things, the people that you talk to, it goes through this like evolution. It's interesting how that happens, but it totally does. So when you're creating your avatar, it's good to revisit it every few months, or in the beginning even revisit it, every month, and just see what's changed, if you've dialed things in a little bit more as far as who you're targeting, that kind of stuff. And some people in our business page training group have even created like the image of what this person looks like, and they've named it. Like one girl, her name is Janine, and she's got like her picture and all her attributes and stuff, and it just helps her as she's talking to the person to picture that person in her mind as she's creating her posts and stuff, so it's more engaged on that one person. So I don't know who that is that just jumped on, but welcome. You have no picture or no name, so I don't know who you are.
Oh, it's Jasmine. Sorry.
Hey, Jasmine.
Hey, guys.
Okay, so Jasmine, we're talking about creating our avatar, and we're going to go through some traits here and try to help us hone in on who our avatar is. And I wanted to give you this quote. This actually came from Brent Upham, who's Allie Upham's husband, and he said this at Super Sunday. And he said, remember as you're going through your journey of coaching that your biggest struggle, so whatever your biggest struggle is that you're going through right now in life, whether it has to do with nutrition, coaching, life, whatever it is your best asset. And what that means is that the more that you can share what's going on and what you're struggling with, the more people relate to you, and the more you start to attract the people that you're supposed to be attracting. Because the thing with what we do, it's so different from other direct sales companies, because we're not just pushing a product. Like, people aren't just buying one thing from us, moving on and coming back, when they need the next thing. What we do is really unique, because we have the opportunity to really connect with people and be with them through an entire journey. And the way that really, really happens is that like attracts like, right? So you attract people that are similar to you. And so the more authentic you are with who you are and what you're sharing, what you're struggling with, those people are going to relate to you, and it's going to help to bring, your tribe to you. So it's pretty cool when that starts to happen. So first thing we want to do is think about the profile of our avatar. So things like age, income bracket. Do they have kids? Do they not have kids? Are they a dog mom or a cat mom, or, a whatever mom? What's their profession? Like, what do they do for work? Are they like an office girl or office guy, or are they, someone who's out and about and like doing things outside of a cubicle? What are their hobbies? Things like that. I'll give you some of my examples just to make it make sense. So my target is a woman between 23 and 45. Some males can be sprinkled in there, but definitely women more than not. They like fitness. They appreciate fitness. So I'm going to want to attract more people who are at least interested in it. And they're not like, I hate fitness, I don't want it to ever touch me in my life. Like, that's not my person, right? I like people who want to at least be interested in it. Their income is 25 to 50,000. So not doing like crazy good, but they're comfortable enough where, they kind of have some liquidity in their life. And I'm going to more attract the people who maybe don't have kids yet, or don't plan on having kids, or, they're waiting. They're trying to do stuff with their career first, that kind of stuff. That's my person. They could be a military wife, a former military wife, people who are maybe used to, their husband's career being kind of the lead in the situation. That's my person. So start to think about that kind of stuff. Age bracket, gender, what they do, that kind of stuff. That's your general profile of your person. Now, think about, what are their current thoughts or situation? Are they thinking, what am I doing in life? Or I have a pretty good thing here. Like, I kind of know what I'm doing in life. I think of Gina. Gina's a registered nurse. She's been a registered nurse for, I mean, I don't want to, like, put it all out there, but, like, a long time.
It's okay.
Like 19 years she's been doing it. It was a nice long time. Am I frozen, or is it just you guys that are frozen?
You're frozen.
Pretty good.
Am I? Okay. Because y'all are frozen for me, so I assume so. Okay.
I still see me moving.
Yeah, I don't see any of you guys moving. It's okay, though.
You're still moving in mine.
Okay.
Everyone's moving for me.
Well, maybe it's me.
All right. So, are they comfortable with where they are in life? Are they kind of secretly thinking, maybe even without consciously really knowing it, like they feel like there's something more they should be doing? They want to do X, fill in the blank, but they just don't know how to do that. Maybe they, hate being stuck in a cubicle, and they're thinking about doing something different, but maybe they don't know what that is, or maybe they do know what it is and they don't know how to get there. All these kinds of internal thoughts about their situation. One of my attributes I had down here was that I want to be closer to God. I want to have a really close, walk with God. So I want to attract people who have a desire for that in their life as well. So give me some of your thoughts in that area. What are some of the things you guys are thinking?
Anyone want to go?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for overworked mamas who would like to have more free time or at least either want to be home to homeschool their kids, or at least have that option of having freedom of time to be there for them. Mm-hmm. So it might not just be moms, it could be a father too, depend on who wants to do it, or both, but also wants to work on their own health. Not so much fitness, but their overall health.
Right. Cool. Yeah, I can definitely see that fitting you. Anybody else?
And I think for me, I think I'm really tailoring more towards the professional. Mm-hmm. Could be male or female, more female, but males definitely could be in there. But really those people that are kind of starting out or have been struggling for a long time, but really just kind of don't have the confidence and really need that kind of extra push and support. I don't see my person being like the real athletic, but definitely thinking more about their health overall.
Right.
And just haven't known how to do it.
Mm-hmm. So not like the OCR athlete, but someone who wants to be more healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. That's good.
I think for me, I'd kind of be like the same age range as you, Kiana. Like mine is kind of like 21 to 50. I am 24. I just had a birthday, so I didn't think about it. I am 24, and all of my serious people are in their 50s and 60s, which isn't bad, but I want people my age. Come over here. I see female, of course. I don't get a lot of males. They're always like, you don't know what you're talking about. And okay, whatever. But I am a cubicle sitter, so I probably would but I'm looking at the notes that you just told me, and I'm trying to figure it out at once. But I don't have any children, but I have dogs, so that would probably be something that I can connect with them on. I can't give you advice on how to balance your life with a kid.
Right.
So I'd kind of be like Kiana, I can't be yeah, no, just come home and do it now. No, I don't know. I know that thing's hard. I have a puppy and he's terrible. I can't imagine a baby right now.
Yeah.
So that's probably where mine would lie in, for sure.
Cool. What about you, Jasmine?
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, I'm on speaker too. Goodness. Okay. My sorry, I'm trying to. Speaking of kids, I'm trying to handle Ethan at the same time, trying to handle this call. Mine, I think, would be geared like with new moms, balancing like time management, like how to fit health and fitness into like a busy bee lifestyle. Also, a good mix of the health and fitness, like, because, you know, like you can, it's, you know, we're used to the structure of the programs and the workouts. So anyone wanting to do that for further training, or someone also like getting back into training. And then again, also like Whitney too, being at a desk job, how can you incorporate, you know, from, well, Ethan, don't touch the dog. Sorry. How do you get, you know, wake yourself up and get energized from sitting down all day to wanting to go home and like work it out, just stuff like that. Age bracket, I have to agree with Whitney too. I don't know if it's because we live in like a more retirement place. We do attract more of the older people, which again, there's nothing wrong with that. But it would be a lot nicer to have, you know, more of the age range of us. Let's see. And I think I got most of it. Sorry.
Cool. All right, Danny, what you got over there, girl?
I guess mine would be more of the people that don't really know what they're doing, because I'm fixing to move to a place where I don't really know anybody. I'm going to start a whole new occupation. I don't even know what it is yet. I don't have kids. I don't want kids. So I guess kind of more of the random type people that don't really have their life set, you know, just a straight goal. And I guess
You guys can see why me and Danny are connected. We're very similar. What's that? Y'all hear that?
No.
Sounds like a vacuum.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Any other attributes?
I guess I would add to mine people that want to be debt free, because that's a big goal of mine.
Right.
To not so much to have to be rich, but to just have that freedom and not having to worry.
Not stress.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Be able to travel and do stuff that you want to do.
Yeah. And that's the business side of what we do, right? So that's not so much our customer, but more of, you know, building our team kind of side of it. Yeah. Cool. So those are all really good. So those are things that's kind of like your foundation, right? So now we're going to get into kind of more specifics. This is where you really start to weed people out. So think about their history, maybe some of their trigger points. They might be some painful trigger points, or just things that kind of, you know, those moments in life that kind of just make you who you are, and they ticked something different in your life. Like, and sometimes they're painful, but sometimes they're not. They're just life experiences. And this section is really cool because this has to do with telling your story, right? So when you're trying to find these people and what their past is, what their history is, the things that make them them, this is where telling your story is like gold, because these are the people that you're going to connect with. So think about things like, what's their eating history? Like, you know, do they have a history of binge eating? eating disorders? Have they never really had a problem? Like they've always just been able to put whatever in their mouth, and those people that we hate, those people. What's their family history? Are they an only child? Are they from a broken home? Are they, a rare one whose parents are still married? Like what's their family dynamic look like? Do they have a ton of siblings that they had to share time with their parents? What about their relationships? Are they single, dating? What's their relationship history look like? Like what events have they gone through in their life that has shaped how they are? When they were young, did they make totally stupid decisions in their youth and were like cray cray party and do all this stuff, and now they're like calm and more collected? And have they had weight loss struggles, or has weight itself never been an issue for them, and now they're just thinking more in terms of health or even gaining weight? There's a lot of people out there that I think we forget about sometimes who are subconscious of being too skinny, and they actually want to gain weight. So these are all those things, as we're talking, that have to do with your story, right? All of us have these past things that make us who we are. And the more you learn how to craft your story and tell different aspects of who you are in your daily posts, this becomes really, really cool. And it's kind of fun. It's almost like you're writing an autobiography and you're giving little bits and pieces to people as you're going along. I think about this. I don't remember what I was watching, but I saw someone say that a coach of hers took a picture of her eating broccoli for dinner. And instead of it being this boring picture about her eating broccoli for dinner, she turned it into this story about how she was a kid. Her parents could not get her to eat vegetables to save her life. And now here she is as an adult making the conscious decision to eat vegetables. So that's how you take little elements of who you were in the past, apply them to what you're doing now, and it starts to tell that story, right? So people relate to you like, oh man, I used to hate vegetables too. I still hate vegetables. What did she do to make herself like vegetables? So it becomes kind of fun and poetic, and if you're creative, this is a really nice spot to be in. So any thoughts there?
Actually get more traction on stuff that isn't business related when you just share the personal things.
Yeah.
So,
because people don't feel like you're trying to get them on something, right? You're just telling them what's going on in your life.
Yeah, when they relate to you.
Mm-hmm.
So, plus they're like the little tidbits of you that you're putting out in this profile that you're saying. How are they going to know your mom unless you're sharing pictures of your family?
Right.
Or what your career is, what your profession is, what you dream about. How are you going to attract those people to you if they can't feel what you're about?
Right. There's a few people who do certain careers that they can't talk about, but those people are really few and far between. Like most of us can say what we do for a living, and people should have a general idea of what you do for work. Like if the people who follow you on social media have no idea what you even do from 9 to 5 or whatever your hours are, that's kind of, you should start to develop that story a little bit, because people should know what the heck do you do all day? Like when I don't see you, meal prepping or doing your workout video, like what are you doing the other 8 hours of the day? Like just hanging out? Because if that's true, I want to do what you're doing,
We wish.
Yeah, one day. All right, so that's kind of the past. That's where you get a little creative and learn to tell your story in different ways to bring this out of people so that they start to connect with you. Personality traits. This is a little bit into this too. So are they pessimistic or optimistic? How's their time management? If you're someone that struggles with time management, share the crap out of that, because that is like, I feel like almost everybody struggle, right? How are you?
Oh, yeah.
How are you? Maybe you're not even dealing with it. Maybe you don't know how to deal with it, but you want to deal with it. It's on the forefront of your mind. So maybe you've chosen to read a personal development book about time management, Eat That Frog, or, Miracle Morning, one of those kinds of books. So then you start to share, like, what are you learning from that book that's really helping you in your life? And you just start to share about it. Anxiety. You suffer from anxiety. What makes you suffer from anxiety? Like, is there something in particular that seems to trigger that from you? Did something in particular happen to have that trigger from you? Are you an overcomer? People love a hero story, guys. Like if you're an overcomer of something, tell that, because people are like, yeah, how did you do it? Are they controlling or OCD? Man, if you got some weird OCD tendencies, that's cool to share because that makes you super unique. I remember I shared this one thing on my odd collection of Sharpies, and I have like 300 of them that I never even use because I don't want them to not have a perfect tip on them. That's really weird. That's the most traction I ever got on a post on my business page. Still.
I'm glad you know it's weird.
Huh?
I'm glad you know that's weird.
It's really weird. I don't want to use them. I buy them all the time, and I don't use them. It's weird.
I'm going to come over and get some.
But I won't let you use them either because I need them to be sharp. Are they emotional or logical? You know, that's a pretty interesting thing to talk about. Like, do you go into things, you know, thinking with your heart or with your brain? Or does it depend on the situation, you know? And these are all little things as you're going through moments of your day, you know, that you can start to be conscious of and just pop a post on social media, you know? I think sometimes we overthink what we have to share. Like, it has to be this super, like, perfected, crafted post before we put it out there. Forget that. Just put it out there. Like, you know, have fun with it. What do they spend money on? Do they travel? Do they have retail therapy issues? What's their favorite place? Bath and Body Works? Victoria's Secret? No, I know Danny's like me. She got a Bath and Body Works obsession. You know, if you see an awesome sale, like what if it's your favorite place and you see Bath and Body Works has bath bombs for $1.25 because they're new, you know? That's the kind of stuff you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, look what they have, you know? And you tell people it's value. You're giving them value. You're telling them where to go find a good deal. Do they spend a lot of money on fitness gear? Do they spend a lot of money on quick fixes? Do they own the shake weight? These stupid things that don't even work. Like, how many people have bought that kind of stuff, you know? They spend a lot of money on their kids, on makeup. Are they constantly in Sephora? Like, where's all their money going? You know, some people have car hobbies that cost them a fortune. Are they into like DIY and they spend half their Sunday at Bed Bath & Beyond, like buying storage containers for their kitchen because they have an obsession with putting things where it needs to go?
Organization, that's what it's called.
Organization.
No,
and if you're into that, cool, share it, because I'll tell you that most people don't know how to organize. So if you're good at that and you know how to set things up and it looks real pretty in your house, definitely share that. That's Pinterest worthy. This kind of ties into Gina's point a minute ago. What are their desires? Do they want to travel? Are they just looking for a purpose in life? Are they trying to find something to be passionate about versus just going through the motions every day? Do they want a career that fulfills purpose? Or are they cool? Just like, some people are cool, guys, with just like clocking in and clocking out, going home, and that's the end of the story. Do they not want to do that anymore? Is there something in them that's just like, dude, this cubicle is like getting smaller every day. I must get out of here. I'm going to kill somebody. Like, hello?
I call it my mini jail.
Yeah, it's true. And it's so funny because there's some days, and I've said this to Mary, I think I've said this to Gina before too, there's some days I almost, in a way, wish I never discovered Beachbody, because then I wouldn't know any different. I'd still just be going through life, like, completely satisfied in my cubicle, not knowing anything different was out there. But it's like, now that I know, my cubicle sucks.
Those are the days I text you, why am I here?
Why am I here? Exactly. You know, I think about some of the drama I've heard with poor Danny and her boss at work and how crazy she is, you know, and I'm just like, this chick wants to run from that job, like, on fire. So those are those kinds of things to think about too. Like, what are they, and this is kind of an interesting thing. So when you're a brand new coach, I think sometimes, or maybe someone who hasn't seen huge success, it's hard sometimes to share where you're going because you're not there yet. But, you know, it's really easy to share Lindsay Matway's story, right? $200 and some $1,000 in debt. Look at her. She makes like $500,000 a month now. Like, it's unreal, the kind of money this chick makes. But that hasn't always been her story. But that's not your story right now. So how do you convey that? How do you convey what you want? You talk about it. You just share, like, I'm not there right now, but this is where I'm going. Let me give you a glimpse into what I see ahead for me with my health, with my living situation, with my ability to have the freedom of time and travel. Where do I want to go? Like, what are my plans? Join me on this journey. Like, who wants the same kind of stuff that I want? Because this is where I'm going. I'm not there yet, but this is where I'm going. That's when people start to get bits and pieces of the possibility, right? You're spreading those little seeds, sprinkle them around. Let's see. What else? Hobbies. Are they, again, into travel, fitness, eating? Crafts. Oh my gosh, crafts is our huge one. We got 10 minutes left, by the way. Music, Pinterest. Listen, if you spend hours on Pinterest, there's a million people out there that relate to you. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I can't.
Make a post about how you're never going to do the DIYs that you pin all day. Ask a question. You know, one thing we forget to do a lot of the time on our posts is ask a question. You know, because if you don't ask a question, people don't have a reason to engage. Like, oh, I just did this for an hour on Pinterest. Okay, great. Like, I don't have a reason to respond to that. But if you ask a question, who else did that yesterday? You're probably going to get a lot of comments because probably a lot of people did. We like to waste time in our life. And then this is a little bit with the desires, the wants. Do they want to see the world? Do they not want to feel stressed? They want to feel fulfilled. They want to see people when they want. That's one of my big whys that I talk about a lot. Being a military wife, I live far away from my family, and that's hard, and it sucks only getting 10 days a year of vacation because I like to take trips with my husband. You know, I like to go to Summit. If I do those two things, that's pretty much it for the whole year, you know, so I have to choose, and I don't want to choose anymore. I want to see my niece and nephew when I feel like it, and still take a vacation with my husband, and still go to Summit, and still be able to take this Success Club trip that I worked my behind off to go on. You know what I mean? Those are all those things that contribute to my why. Do you want to make a difference? Like, you know, I think millennials are an interesting group of people because and even if you're a borderline millennial, and I think Jocelyn, even though you are a little bit out of the millennium, the thing is that but this is the cool thing, right? The age of technology is bringing that down. So like, you know, you're on Snapchat, you're in Shalene's diet beta test. So it's almost like you're in that group anyways because you're feeding on that same stuff that the millennials do. And the one thing I've realized studying millennials, I've been doing a lot of studying on millennials, is that people that are in that mindset, they want to be part of a cause and they want to make a difference and have a passion and not just be doing stuff to do it, you know? And I think that that's the trend of like this current, you know, 30 to 45-ish age group. That's kind of where we're thinking. Like, we're tired of just working to die. Like, that's old. We want to be part of something bigger.
Right.
You know?
And honestly, if I can just say something about the whole age and millennial thing.
Go ahead.
I mean, I never think of myself as my age. Honestly, I have to always stop and think about it if someone asks me. And I think it's, you know, I've just always been surrounded by people that are younger that I work with and hang with. And honestly, I think two of you said that you're like followed a lot by like older people. I think that's very cool because they're engaging with you and they're seeing something that they're associating with you, even though they're not the same age. So that tells me that they're people that really are identifying themselves as a younger group and just go with it. I mean, I just think that's really cool, honestly, being in that older group.
Age is but a number.
Because my age group doesn't reach out. They're not as comfortable reaching out to people on social media that they aren't knowing or they aren't, you know, family and friends with. So for them to be doing that and following you is really a credit to you, I think.
Yeah. I'm upgrading to pro right now, guys. So what other thoughts do you have? That was a lot of information. So what do you guys think about all that? Does it help you picture in your mind who you're trying to talk to?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does.
And I'll share that Kiana knows my struggle. It's been over a year trying to figure out my brand. It took me a while to even figure out what that meant. But once I kind of finally got it, it was like a breath of fresh air. Like you don't feel so lost. Like you have a target to reach for. And it is a shifting of your mindset. It is something to wrap your head around because you do want to help everybody. but there's different people for different people.
Yeah.
And you get overwhelmed with trying to reach everybody and you lose yourself. So it is important for you to figure out who you are trying to reach and focus on that. And then you can put all your heart into it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I agree, Gina. Yeah, I think especially if like a huge like milestone happens, it's hard for, I know for me recently, it was a hard transition. But yeah, like everything discussed today, breaking it down, really trying to figure out, especially where we are, where I am right now, it does clarify like, okay, this is who I need to reach out to because this is what I'm currently going through.
You guys still there? I don't know what that sound is. Okay. I'm not looking at you guys right now. I'm just listening. So sorry. I'm trying to upgrade this thing right now so we don't lose our chat. I think sometimes it's hard to realize that we can't reach everybody. But in a way, it's kind of cool because like you're not just the most I'm telling you that the most frustrating thing in this business is having people come and then fall off because they weren't serious, and that's going to happen regardless. I'm not going to tell you that it's not, because it is. But the more that you start to attract the right people to you, it's going to happen, a little bit less and less. And I'll say that it's taken me this long to still hone in on my brand, and I'm still perfecting it.
I think it's always kind of evolving.
It is.
Like you said, like you change. Your goals change, and as your goals change, things that you look for start to change. Mine used to be all about weight loss. Now I've hit my goals, and now it's shifting to the health aspect of it. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think as you become more comfortable in your coaching journey, the people that you are speaking to become a little bit different because you have a little bit more confidence.
Also, too, you'll start to recognize there's some people you really don't want to work with.
Yes, there are.
And that's okay. It's your business.
Right.
You stop getting desperate and you're like, nah, I can't deal with that every day.
Nope, it ain't worth it. Miss Negative Nancy, who is going to be a hot mess in your team page. Yeah. What about you, Miss Danny? You're kind of our newest coach on the call, so I'm interested to hear what your feedback is on designing this person in your mind.
I think it's really helped because I've never really sat down and thought about reaching out to that certain type of people that I've been drawn to. Like, I'm trying to put stuff out there for everybody, and I haven't been like interacting when I do post, like you said, asking questions and stuff like that, because I'm so scared that if I do ask questions, nobody's going to answer and I'm going, so I got to get over. That's really helped because now I can really start to key in on the type of people that I want to reach out to and give me some direction.
Yeah. And when you're crafting your posts, talk to that one person like you're literally talking right to them, and it really does help. And sometimes reading it out loud too before you press post helps a little bit. Is this my voice? Like, do I sound like someone else? Or is this me? Is this what I sound like? And I think that's actually a really common problem as a new coach. Most of us do it, is we have coaches that we love, that we follow, and we really connect with who they are. And so it's tempting to just kind of reshare what they're sharing. And that's okay to glean inspiration from other coaches, but then turn it into your words and how you would position the same exact topic. You know what I mean? Because people can tell when you're not being authentic. Totally.
Yeah.
Especially if they know you. They're going to be like, what are you doing over there? That ain't how you talk. Just know that it's a process. You know, it feels a little frustrating, but you know, it's no different than creating any type of brand. If you think about like big people who have like strong brands behind them, like Jillian Michaels or like Kim Kardashian, like these are people with strong brands. You hear their name and you just picture like Kim Kardashian, you picture, at least I do, I picture like gold glitter and like makeup.
Big butts.
Yeah, and big butts, you know. So these are people that have branded themselves, and they've done it because they're constantly putting their personality out there, you know. And it does take time. Like people didn't know Kim Kardashian other than, you know, a sex tape with Ray J for the longest until she started to brand herself.
Yep.
So it's kind of fun, you know. I'm going to post, there's a branding quiz that we got on our social team builder training that I'm going to post in this thread. And it's really kind of cool because you can take the test and it'll show you kind of like words that describe you based on your answers that you give, colors that associate with your brand, fonts that might associate with your brand, stuff like that. And it's really kind of interesting because I took this about 8 months ago and it's changed. It's actually totally different. I just took it yesterday because I just bought a new, I got a brand person to help me create logos and stuff like that. So, but it's totally different than what it was before. And I'm like, but this is actually kind of more me. So I'll post that in there because it's really fun to take.
Yeah, I would like to do that.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. So any other feedback, guys? Questions? Who listened to the wake up call this week?
It was good. I did.
I haven't listened yet.
It was awesome. I loved it.
I'm ashamed.
Yeah, it was real good. Focusing on the three rules that you have to fall in love with or to accept. And it's yourself, the business. What was the third one, Jasmine?
Team.
It was
Love your team.
Team. There we go.
mm-hmm.
But I really like the spin on Beachbody because she focused on remembering that this is your business. You're not Beachbody. Like it's not Beachbody. Like it's your CEO. You're partnering with Beachbody to get your stuff, but this is your business.
Right.
But also taking time to get to know it and know what their mission is and being able to incorporate that pretty much.
Right.
But she harped a lot more on self because she said if you don't believe in yourself first, none of the others will work. And no one will ever think of you more than what you think of yourself or invest in you more than you invest in yourself. So,
yep. If you don't think of yourself as a CEO, no one else is going to either because it's not going to come across.
Or if you don't think that you can help them, you're going to put that out there.
Yeah. And that's, you know, that's as simple as making sure you're doing personal development, you know, whether that be in the form of an actual book, an audiobook, podcasts, anything that's pumping that positivity. And it's not about, you know, getting brainwashed or anything, but let's be real. Like if you surround yourself with negative people, you usually feel negative. But if you pump that positive in, it just, number one, it gives you stuff to post about. I mean, honestly, a lot of the stuff that I post comes straight from my personal development, something I read that resonated with me that I now want to share, you know, with the people that follow me. So it gives you topics, number one. And then, you know, there's just something about creating that positive space in your mind. We see enough bad crap scrolling through Facebook, you know.
For real.
Got to counter that with some happy.
You'd be amazed how much people actually watch you that don't even comment.
Oh, yeah.
Just like randomly, you'll see little sprinkles of it. Like somebody messaged me the other day. She's like, I was having a really bad day and I got on. I was waiting to see you. And just like that, it happened. Thank you. So, and it was something weird, you know, and I was like, oh, okay. You know, so people start to look for you. And that's where that branding was coming into. People are watching to see if you're going to be consistent.
Yeah.
people are watching to see what you're sharing, to see if you're authentic before they invest in you.
Yeah. And that's why it's got to be that balance, 20% Beachbody, 80% you. And even when you're sharing Beachbody stuff, I think that's why it's so important to not share like stock photos, versus sharing a picture from, the archives of Beachbody stuff. Put you in it, you with the on-demand in the background, showing you about to pick your workout, or you with, you don't want to take shaker pictures every day. Man, let me tell you guys, I was guilty beyond guilty of that. And it becomes kind of redundant because all the coaches are doing it. If you're going to take a picture with your cup, do it ever so often and make it interesting. That's a good rule of thumb. Apps are great for that, because you can filter them up and make them look real cool. And but definitely sharing you, put you in the image, because again, like Gina said, our goal is to brand us, not Beachbody. They can buy Beachbody from Amazon, guys. Like, they want to come to you because they're relating to you. So branding yourself is only doing yourself a favor, and you're not hiding behind Beachbody. Beachbody spends billions of dollars every year branding themselves. They have no problem with their brand. Trust me. It's us, our brand, that we have to, develop, and just use Beachbody as a tool. Like Gina said, we've basically locked arms with them as a partnership, and they're a vehicle that we have to provide great tools for people with nutrition and fitness and all these different things, that really do a fantastic job. Like, Beachbody has no competition, in my opinion, when it comes to fitness, at-home fitness, nutrition support. Like, this is where to be. There's other things that are similar, but nothing offers the whole package like Beachbody does. I was linked up with Herbalife for probably a year and a half as a client. The shakes are okay, and if you could make it to a fit camp, great. But what do you do in between that? You don't have anybody helping you with your fitness. Like, what if you have no idea what to do when you get in the gym? Then what? And this is what's so different about us that makes us so special, is when we sell a challenge pack, that's step one. Like, that's the very beginning. It's not even like, you haven't even started yet with that person, and that's really exciting because you get to see the whole process.
And dealing with the other company that I'm also using, the Camp Gladiator thing,
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually really realizing what a gold mine we have with Beachbody. There are other things out there, but the support system that we have, the total system that we have for things, we are light years ahead of all these other fitness companies. Now, they all have, they've got different things for different people. I'm not bad-mouthing any of them, but even sitting through some of their business calls, I had to keep myself from looking, because some of the things that they're dealing with, I'm like, man, we dealt with this a long time ago, like, and they're just all into sales. And I'm like, no,
Yeah.
focus on
The people.
But they don't understand the business part of it, as much.
Yeah.
So we do have a really, really good partnership with Beachbody.
Mm-hmm.
And it really is for everyone. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah. And I think it's so exciting too, because we get jaded sometimes as coaches, because most of us follow other coaches. We're kind of saturated in the Beachbody community. So we think it's saturated, like everybody has a coach. It's not true.
Yeah.
Like, not everybody does. When I got recruited as a coach, I didn't even know coaching existed. And I was deep in the fitness world, guys, and I had no idea that coaching even existed. So people don't even know, sometimes we think that everybody does, and a lot of people do, but not everybody does. And we're not even outside of this country yet, y'all. We're launching internationally this year. That's huge. We haven't even touched the surface yet. Like, this thing hasn't even started, and that is super exciting to me. I'm like pumped beyond belief. Can't wait until we can say, oh, like, I see Herbalife stuff and I'm like, oh, their shake is full of fake things. Like, why is it everywhere? But that's why it's easier to get it other places, because everything can be traced to a manufacturer.
A lot of people get it from the infomercials.
Yeah.
They're not really hooked up with anyone per se.
It's true.
So they don't know about the support system that's available.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I will wager that a good portion of America has at least one Beachbody DVD on their shelf, even if they didn't know it's Beachbody.
Well, that's how I started. I got my the original Insanity off of an infomercial. I linked up to a coach that never reached out. Never heard from. I didn't know what all that was about. I just wanted to lose weight.
I have to say something, Gina. My high school boyfriend bought Insanity, and I was mad at him because he spent that much money. I was like, "You have to return it." So he returned it.
It was expensive. It was $120
Yeah.
for the one DVD.
It was
that was without Shakeology.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we were like 17. I'm like, you spent how much on what? Where are you gonna do that?
Yeah, I did the payment plan. It was like 3 months.
My first copy of Insanity was burned from someone else in England right before I PCS back to the States. Actually, I got it because I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I was going to be living at home for a few months. So I wasn't going to maybe have access to a gym because I wasn't going to be on base. And I was, Miss Gym Rat over here. So I had her burn me a copy. And then when we got here to Florida, I picked up Turbo Fire, T25, and one other one from the yard sale page. So I've got all these DVDs in my house right now. They're like totally contraband. Like, so don't ever discount someone. I think that's why when our accountability group and our team changed and we weren't requiring Shakeology anymore, not that we don't promote the value, because we do, but what we found the value in was trying to connect with the people who possibly already have this stuff in their hands because we got it from someone else, and we didn't want to turn them away and put them in some unofficial, you're not part of our official accountability group because you don't have Shakeology. Like, it just didn't feel good anymore, so we made that change in our
It feels salesy.
Yeah, and it just felt so much better. Like, we had so many more people that we were able to get into our world, and a lot of the time once you're in the world, you don't want to leave the world because it feels good. You drink the Kool-Aid. Well, it's 9:57, guys, so we can wrap it up. I hope this was helpful, and like I said, definitely revisit this stuff, even now, and try to hone in that person. Create a photo of your avatar and give her a name or him a name if you feel like it. Make it real and start talking to that person. And get creative with your posts. Have fun.
I want to share this one little thing because I'm in this. There's this coach that has a PCOS fitness academy. That's all she does is have women that have polycystic ovarian syndrome, and they're sharing different things. And every once in a while, somebody shares their positive pregnancy test, and everyone celebrates. They share the meds they're on and what all they're going through. That's what it's about. It's about supporting each other and finding that one little niche that other people can be in. And there's a lot of people in this group. She's been doing it for a while, and she has an ongoing group. So different things like that. When you can celebrate, you build that community. That's what keeps people.
Amen to that, sister. Well, thanks, guys, for coming on the call. I appreciate it. I will post this once it's done doing whatever it does to finalize itself. I'll get the recording posted, and then I'll post that branding quiz as well, because that'll be fun to take. What we can do too is it'll encourage the people who weren't on this call, who didn't show up, to get their thing done too. Once you get your quiz done, post in the group who you are, because that'll be cool to share. Kind of share some stuff about who you are. Like, by the way, I'm a queen. That's whatever I called me. It was a queen. Okay, the girl next door I think was my first one. So apparently I've graduated to royalty now. But but now you can share your swatch color swatch and all of that, and it'll be fun to kind of put that in the group, and then it'll hopefully encourage other people to get on board with that too. So that's my challenge for us that we're here.
Awesome.
All right, guys, have a great night, and I'll see you soon.
All right. Have a good one.